What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the final podcast of 2021 here on UpLift Productions. I'm Trevor, joined by my guy, Roy. Roy, it's been a while since we've done this.
I know, it feels like it's been a couple months, couple years, a couple of centuries. What's been going on, Trevor? Like, what do you think, what's been new? What do we want to recap?
Yeah, I think it's just been a crazy year. I know we talked about last year being the best year of our lives with getting this podcast going and want to share with people, and I think that's kind of what we just want to recap today is just like what the year was and how it was and how it went.
How we've grown, even though we haven't been posting. Like, we've been still doing stuff like behind the scenes, getting ready to make sure we can give you guys like the best content of our best selves.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that it would be best if we take a step back, focus on like some stuff that we want to work on, and then come back to you guys with better stuff. And it's to keep the excitement and the energy going, like we have been doing for the first couple months of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want me to start off? Like, what's new with me? You want to go first? How do you want me to go? Okay, so we can kind of like bounce off. So Trevor and I both graduated this year, as you guys know. I think we said that earlier in the year. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So we both graduated. We took some time to focus on a couple of things. So I finished a master's program, and Trevor graduated from ASU with his. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sports journalism. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what you've done with that?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. Been a huge blessing for me. I think I mentioned on a previous podcast I became a Christian, so my life's been kind of changing a lot this year. But God's been really good to me in a lot of ways. I was able to cover the NBA Finals in July with the Suns through SB Nation and their website. They gave me a lot of opportunities, so I'm very grateful. Shout out to Dave King, my publisher, for all the opportunities I got. And that blossomed into an opportunity. I now work at Suns.com. If you want to check out my story on Elfrid Payton, my debut story, you can go ahead and do that on Suns.com. Really looking forward to that opportunity. I think that's going to grow a lot in the next year, so very thankful that came about. I work at Sporting News too. That's going to run through February, so that's what's going on too. And then just trying to build from there. A couple opportunities in the works. So
if you guys didn't get that, Trevor works with the Suns now, and he does some reporting for them. So like you said, go check them out on Suns.com. And bouncing back to like me over here, I finished my master's, went back to school, got my contracting license, and now I'm a licensed contractor. So I'm over here building things, like Bob the Builder, the hammer and stuff. Just going at it, building, fixing a complex solution, fixing complex problems with simple solutions. So that's what I like to say. And it's just been going great over here. Also with that, we've been hitting the gym a little harder than we have been in the past, and like we have goals set of like, do we want to compete, do we want to model, do we want what do we want to do with that? So we took some time back to reflect on like what do we really want to do like as ourselves. Like, do we want to be more focused on like just like a piece to us, like just what makes us feel good, or do we want to show others like the joy that we have in what we do, and how could we give it back and all that? So we've been going personal training consistently. I think we're like a year in, right?
Yeah.
Personal training. I think we've been going a year in, holding each other accountable. And like, I miss some, Trevor misses some. Nothing you can do about that. But we try to be like as consistent as possible in that aspect of things. Another like fun thing is I got into motorcycles. So I bought quite a few motorcycles, as some of you know. I pretty much have like a shop in my house now. Like, if you want to come buy it, like I have some used motorcycles, but I have enough to like fund all the friends with motorcycles, so it's pretty fun. And just keep on going with it like that.
Yeah.
What else is updating in our lives that we want to mention to everyone?
I think those are the main things. I think this year's been different, for us. I think like last year was a lot of fun, like in terms of getting back to it, like through COVID and kind of really figuring out who we are and like testing a lot of things. And this year was just like a lot of maturation, like, in terms of like, I feel like there were a lot of trials this year, but coming through at the end of it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw, because we talked about in the beginning podcast how we talked a lot about like how we have to like overcome like challenges that are thrown at you that you can't predict, right? And I feel like towards the middle of this year, a lot of challenges were thrown at not just us, but also like our friends and associations that we work with. And just being able to see how each one of us as individually, but as a group, like gotten through it and moved on from like the little challenges that were thrown. And then we were able to stay connected and reconnect and yada, yada, yada. And like, look at where we are now. So like everything that we preached in the beginning of the year is actually coming into fruition, and we can actually see it happening like in real life. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
From my eyes, I don't know what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think, the challenges were kind of unexpected this year, in terms of a lot. Like I found out, like for me, I had anxiety and OCD pretty bad from my childhood. and that threw me for a big loop. And there was a couple months span where I was like all over the place and like day to day not knowing where to go. I know like we didn't talk for a bit, and it was kind of rough, and there were a lot of thorns and a lot of relationships that were kind of hurt from that. But I'm just so glad we were able to like get back to it and kind of get back to what we were doing, through it. And I think now like being in a better space mentally has just been really huge. And like that's what I want to encourage people to, because I know we're still going through COVID, and we're still going through a lot of times where things are changing, and there's a lot of just uncertainty in the air. And then like, if you're facing a challenge, just to continue to fight, continue to do your part, and continue to trust your process of what you got to do through it. I know like for me, my ego took a big hit when I was going through this stuff, and I was getting frustrated and pissed off when my mind was out of whack. But I think coming out of it now, like just seeing how much better of a man I feel like I am has been really cool. So like for everyone who's going through stuff, like keep fighting it, and also don't be ashamed too. Like no, everybody's got things they're going through. So if you're fighting, continue to fight, continue to do your job. Yeah,
the key that we like to point out with what Trevor's saying is that you're not in this alone, right? There's other people that have the same issue, that have the same problem, that have the same like thinking, the same like negative thoughts or whatever that you're having about yourself, and you're not in this alone. So reach out to that person, reach out to like that one extra phone call, because there are people there for you. And if it's not the person that you thought it was supposed to be, then so be it. At least you realized before anything happened that person that you thought would be there wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
So reach out. Like you never know who you have. But anyways, enough about that.
Yeah.
So where we've been, right? It's like I know this is the elephant in the room. Like where'd they go, right? Like everyone's been texting us, asking us. I don't know if people ask you, but like people are like, what happened to this? What happened to that?
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, like we got pretty busy doing a couple different things that we had to prioritize at the moment. That's personal health, mind health, and a couple other different things. So like I had to do some stuff for work. Trevor did some stuff for work. So we had to like take a little hiatus from this. But we were talking about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we're like, we should put more of an effort again into creating these podcasts, because we want this to document not just our like journey of growth, but also we want to be able to try to uphold and uplift, like we're called uplift, all the people that like watch it. And like even if we have 10 or only 15 or 20 people watching it, like if we can make 1 or 2 of you smile just from you watching us, that means more to us than having millions of people view it and it just like goes in one ear out the other. So thank you guys for sticking around, waiting this long, and waiting for us. But we have pretty big things, I think, that we want to introduce going forward. So going with that, like we gave you guys a little recap of the year. We gave you guys where we've been, and then should we talk about some achievements that we got this year?
Yeah, probably some highlights.
Okay,
After the lowlights.
So how about you talk a little bit?
Yeah, oh man. I'd say covering the NBA Finals was huge. I mean, that's just like a childhood dream that came up really with the Suns, and unexpected them going to the finals. It was a really cool run to see the team come together, and obviously they're doing well this year, so that's all you can ask for. And for me personally, like I got an opportunity to be playing college basketball next month. So
all right, let's hear that. Did everyone hear that? Right, college basketball stud over here.
That was a dream I never thought would come true. And like I've been going to this church called The Grove, which is here in Arizona, and went to a drop-in basketball session and got connected with some guy on the team and came to practice, and it looks like that's going to come together. So next month I'll be being a college hooper. It's one of my high school dreams that never came true. So
are we going to be allowed to put some highlights on the videos too?
Yeah.
So we'll make sure to post some highlights for you guys when we get those. And if anyone wants to come support, we can let you guys know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. And going back to the Suns, how was it to be in that atmosphere, that environment, like that championship environment?
Yeah, I mean, like the arena was just like lights out. I mean, Arizona fans, like we're kind of fair weather, I'd say. Like when the team's good, we're with it, and if when they suck, we don't care about anything. But to be in that environment was really cool. I mean, I remember posting a tweet that I had my headphones on, and the crowd was just deafening, even with my headphones on, and I was trying to focus on the game. So that environment was really cool. Unfortunately, the Suns came up 2 games short, but to be there was a huge blessing, and to be in that opportunity, like I said, was a childhood dream. So
and you look at, like Trevor says, like the Suns, the opportunity to be there, like the blessing to be there, right? Like there were so many injuries that occurred last year in professional sports, and seeing how teams are able to persevere and push through the injuries and still go on and make it to like the places where no one ever expected them to be. Right? It's like we always say, like you have to uplift and push yourself to get to that next level. Like, you look how young the Suns team is, and they were able, like Trevor said, like they pushed themselves. Like they were what is it called when you blow past expectations? Like they were exceeding expectations. Yeah. They were somewhere they were never supposed to be, and all it took was that 5 or 10% extra push, extra energy that they put in just to get to where they wanted to be, to get to what they wanted out of life. So like remember that, like take that into account. Yeah. That you just need to like push yourself to move forward, push yourself to be those pieces that you've never been.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience.
That's awesome. So what do you think is going to happen with the Suns this year? Think they're going to make it again to the finals, or what's the secret take? What's the secret scoop?
Yeah,
like the cherry on top.
So here comes journalism mode. I think they're the best team in the league, and I don't want to say that because they covered the team. I want to say that objectively. The other night, they had a night where 9 guys scored double figures, and no guys scored over 20 points, and the balance of that is just crazy. And I know I've only been alive for 23 years, but this is the most balanced Suns team that I've seen in my lifetime. And I think people who have watched the team in the 80s and 90s would argue that it's maybe the most balanced team in Suns history. And they've got depth at every position minus power forward. And then I think you could argue that DeAndre Ayton and JaVale McGee might be the best center combo in the league of any team. I think maybe Utah and Philly might put up an argument against that. But other than that, really solid. Everybody can get it done. I think if Kyrie Irving comes back for Brooklyn, that could be interesting.
An issue.
Yeah, that could be an issue. But and then Golden State's always very good too. Steph Curry's having an unbelievable year, but they're up there for sure. They got a really good chance to get back to the finals.
Well, that's some journalism for you.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that just watching like the balance of the team, it's always exciting to watch, and like draws like the thunder, like they say, into the arenas here in Arizona. So that's always really cool environment to be around, because it's not every day, it's not every year that your team is like super good tier. Like we went through 10 years of no playoffs, something like that. Like 10 years of losing like 90% of the games. So now that we're finally winning, it's like there's so much excitement in the air, and everyone loves the Suns all of a sudden. Yeah. And it's like everyone's coming together and unifying. When they win, we win as a state. Yeah. When they lose, who we killing, right? Who we going after. So that's pretty cool to see that happen, because it's very rare that happens in sports. I don't think that happens in very many sports franchises when the whole franchise comes together, like when the team's good and they support the franchise.
It's really cool.
So,
how about you though? What was your year highlights and stuff?
My year highlights? So my favorite part of this year, probably getting my motorcycle, right? I got a few of them, as some of you know. I just got a new one. It's a ST1300. It's a sports touring bike. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll post a picture of it or not. But I was riding cruisers, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I need to get like something that's a little bit more like long distance riding. So I decided to get this one. It's pretty fun. Me and the homie Omar, some of you know who Omar is, and Trevor, we go to the gym a couple times a week, a month, I would say. Yeah. We go individually a lot, but we're trying to go like together more. So shout out to Omar for putting in the effort and coming through and being consistent with the gym as much as you can be, because I know that work is hard for you too. And what else? Other major accomplishments, like I said earlier, got my contracting license, finished school. So that's pretty good. And I'm just going out there and like just living life, making the connections, like figuring out like what is that next step. And that's pretty sweet to me. That makes me feel better, and just being able to connect with people and like have a good time and make some memories that will last a lifetime. Maybe in this video or next video, we'll post some like picture of the memories that we had from 2021, so everyone can see like what we've been doing, how we're not just speaking the word, how we're actually putting into effect the words that we're saying. So when we say like we're going out and like creating memories that will last a lifetime, that we're uplifting people, that we're doing this, we're doing that, like this is actual actions that we are taking effect and putting into our lives. It's not something that we're just saying that you should do, trying to be like egotistical, like, oh, we're doing this, you can do it too. Like, no, we're actually out here struggling as well and doing the work. But should we talk about goals for next year? What do you think?
That's always good.
So what are you thinking? What do you think we should share to the people? Speak to the bird. What's the saying? Share to the.
I don't know.
Share to the crowd. You know what I mean.
Choir.
Speak to the choir. Like that's what it is. That's what it is.
For me, I think like I'd love to continue growing in my faith. This is all still pretty new for me, so I think getting involved in service is going to be one of the big things I'm going to look to do next year through my church, and continuing to just do that and really get acquainted. I'm really excited for that. I think other than that, like I'd really love to see us like get going in the gym again. We had a few months where we were on and off, but like we'll be back at it. we saw a picture the other day like that we took like a few months ago, and I was like, we look like superheroes. It was so cool. So I think like getting back in the gym is going to be really good, and if we can get this podcast popping, I think that'll be pretty sick.
Oh, that's Lando, everyone.
Yeah, he's barking a little bit. He's a little upset.
Yeah, should we bring him in? Should we land one?
Show Lando the podcast.
Lando. Come over here. Come over here with him.
Oh.
There's Lando. Sit. He's a little weird.
Yeah, he's a little emotional.
Doesn't like to be left alone.
Yeah.
But that's pretty good. Pretty good goals. What do you have some personal goals for yourself?
Personal goals? I mean, I'd say that's it. Just really accomplishing those things. I'd say those are all inclusive. Maybe, all inclusive.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. I agree. I think that we should focus a little bit better on getting the podcast going. That's to be good.
Yeah.
Not only for us, like document like our growth and like our involvement, but also people to share with people. Like, because you never know who just needs to hear like what someone else is going through in order for them to get like that same picture for them. So I think that's going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to try to hold ourselves more accountable to getting these out for you. Like we were doing, I think we have like 7 of them released, right? Like 7 already released that we did in like 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll try to get a couple more. Like we'll try to get at least like 10, 15 out this year.
That'd be great.
And just make sure that we are keeping up with you guys about what's going on. Some personal goals is I want to, I don't know if you guys heard, but starting January 1, like I'm going to be running my own construction company. So that's pretty cool to be completely hands off from all my connections that I already had. And I'm going full force on my own. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. And then I just want to get better at being there for people, even, and not expect them to be back for me. Like I have this like bad, not this bad like characteristics, but it's like a bad trait where I think about before I help someone, like even though I want to help them, but it's like how much can I really dedicate towards this for what I'm receiving back from it. And it's like, it's not like the worst mindset to have, but I feel like I need to shift my priorities to not what can they do for me, but how can I help them in a better situation. So if that means that I need to step back or step forward or whatever it means in order for them to move forward because of some things that they're saying, something that they're going through, like there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that a lot of people should realize, that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to give more than you receive.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's pretty much the big takeaways from what I want to accomplish for 2022. How weird is it to say 2022? We're almost at 2050. What if we start saying 2100?
Man, when do we turn 50? Is that 2038?
2048. 2048.
Okay, not a math major.
Yeah.
There we go.
Close enough though, right?
Yeah.
Some math has letters in it. Trevor writes letters every day.
There you go.
We're almost there.
That'll work.
But is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to add?
Oh, I think that's it. I just think like for you, like I'm so glad like we're together again. I know this year has been up and down like for us, but I'm so glad that we're still family, and that this year has kind of been a trial year, like I said, but that we're together, we're doing this. I'm excited to just continue it forward, man.
Push through.
Yeah.
Hey, like we always say, when you guys have a problem, you gotta uplift yourself, right?
Yeah.
You gotta persuade yourself. You gotta pursue yourself, right? So pursue, adapt, overcome. Don't forget that. Pursue, adapt, overcome. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. This is a little shorter video, but it's a little recap of 2021. We look forward to hearing from you guys, and you'll see from us soon. So thanks again for stopping by. Peace.